got a red dot, folks. Welcome back to Akron and Northeast Ohio's hottest and fastest growing show, 3 to go. I am here in downtown Akron at, how do you say it? Art X Love.
You can say Art X Love, you can say Art
by
Love.
Love, Art Times Love. Okay, yeah. I'm here with Mac Love. Mac, everyone Mac.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so now you've seen this cat's name all over the place. He's been doing a lot of things in Akron for several years now. And you keep seeing these murals pop up, you see these projects pop up, and you see all of these different things pop up all over the place. All right, this is him. This is the guy. All right. So it's not just Mac. There is someone behind the camera. I'm gonna look over there. She's over there, and that's Elise. All right. So Elise is part of this as well, but Elise likes to stay behind the camera. All right. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna ask you the first question I ask all of our folks. All right. Mm-hmm. Now I know you didn't grow up here, okay? But tell us, what is your 330 story? How'd you get here? And tell us about you.
Love brought me to Akron. So not just my last name. I met Elise in New York City. I always wanted to live in Ohio. So I was born in New York. I grew up in Brussels, Belgium, and I was raised a diehard Cleveland sports fan. So I met a girl in the Empire State Building in 2010. The year LeBron was making the decision, and I had questions like, what is he gonna do? How is Firestone's football team doing? Like, all these things. I was reading the local newspapers from New York, even though I never lived here. And she thought I had an irrational love of Ohio, but we thought there was no better place for us to settle down and to start a family. So we moved here 10 years ago. Yeah, and started our business 8 years ago.
So you willingly embraced becoming a Cleveland sports fan.
Not just willingly, like enthusiastically, like no fair weather fandom, die hard,
Is this a parent thing?
A little bit, like that underdog spirit, man, like that gets you so far in life,
Are you guys listening to this? He has willingly embraced becoming, and this was during the down times. I mean, of course.
So I'm 44. So
right.
When I was living overseas, the Cleveland Indians were amazing.
Okay.
We were beating up on the Yankees all the time.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Okay.
And so when I came back to the States, I was like, you know what? All these teams, every team gets their day.
Right.
And I got to be here for the Cavs winning the championship.
Okay.
We've had some ups and downs with the Browns, but they're awesome right now. I love that fighting spirit that they've got. So, I'll take it. I love it.
Well, so when we talk about all this stuff, like I'm surrounded by art, and it's so interesting and it's so unique because everybody has their own take on what art is. Mm-hmm. So how does that work? How do you guys work with local artists?
So I'm gonna be the one that's gonna tell you that there's an artistic and creative spark in every single person, including the people watching this. Whether they're cooking a fresh meal at home, calling a friend and talking to them on the phone, writing a letter, doing something on their phone, creating something clever, like all those things are creative. So we believe in harnessing that creative spark to improve quality of life in the world around us. So Art by Love produces interactive art projects, public art, design, murals, paintings. Just in like the last 5 years, we've hired over 300 local artists to do everything from photography, video, theater, murals, and we love doing collaborative things. So a lot of the artwork that we have around Akron has actually been painted by Akron residents. In fact, more than 10,000 Akron residents have made their mark on our murals. So if you fly into Canton-Akron Airport, you'll see that big Akron mural that's there. That was painted by like over 800 Akronites. A lot of this artwork here, this is local artist photography. The murals that are actually behind the camera right over here. Some of my work, but others. To me, art is an investment in hope and in faith and in improving anything that's around you, whether it's picking up a piece of garbage on the ground or adding a stroke of color to a wall, giving people a reason to see something positive. So,
all right, so let's talk about this one real quick. This is a cutesy one right here. All right, so this incorporates a lot of elements. And where is this located at?
So this is at the Odom Boulevard Branch Library. Just over on the west side of Akron. This was painted by De'Air Fleetwood in 2017. It's an 8x8 foot mural. It's currently on the exterior of the building. Definitely go check it out. Get your picture taken in front of it. You've got LeBron. You've got the lion. For him, it's very much. This is called Heart of a King. It's all about that type of pride, that spirit. You will also see Africa painted in gold just over where Akron is located in the Ohio map. is also there.
That's pretty cool. All right, so now talking about the project you're working on now. Okay, now this is iteration 3. All right, so let's talk about 1 and 2 real quick. All right, so we've got these decks right here, right?
Yeah, take them out.
So these are playing card decks, and each card is individual. Is that correct?
Each card features a different Akron artist and a different Akron landmark or icon. So yeah, go through.
So what? Just so I'm looking at this is deck 1 I'm holding.
Yep, that's the first deck.
All right, so we got a Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad. You can see that's in black and white. What is that, a photo or is that a sketch?
It's a photograph.
Okay, so look at all these cards here. There's all different types of cards, and they all represent something. Like, I know this guy. This is this is the picture of one of the Portage Indians. I think that one's probably down in the valley, maybe.
Yep, Indian Portage in a canoe. That's
okay,
right
that's right in Merriman Valley, and you can see all these different cards. Look at all the different pictures, and these are all from different artists, which also can be considered photographers as well too.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, not everybody is an artist, or thinks of themselves as one. So we had a lot of people who just wanted to celebrate an aspect of Akron. So we've got Cadillac Hill in there. We've got things from Firestone Park. It's actually a really cool detail about Akron, like that literally the city center is actually in the center. So the suits of the cards are divided north, south, east, west. So there's equal representation of all geographic areas of Akron in each deck.
I'm sorry, hold on. This is deck 2 here. Can you say that again? Can you, excuse me, can you explain that again? How Akron is set up? Say it again.
Yeah, so one of the unique things about Akron, not many American cities have the city center right in the middle. A lot of cities are near bodies of water. So Akron, uniquely, the city center is in the middle. So if you put an X right over the city center, the geographic north, south, east, and west, well, we thought that's a really convenient way to divide up the suits. So when you go through each deck, you'll see that like the spades are the south side of Akron. Clubs would be the north side. Diamonds are the west side. Hearts are the east side. And so you can basically, if you're playing, spades, and you've got like a runner, a straight, it's a straight from the south.
I just found this. So this is exactly what you're describing. So there's the card. If you guys want to take a little look at that, all right. This one makes me sad.
Yeah.
So this is the sword in the stone over in the tree trunk that was over on exchange, and they did have to remove it.
Yes, but however, I will tell you, Michael Maris, the artist who created this, he has been sharing or posting that he has plans or aspirations to maybe put it back out there.
Okay.
Now, this was one of 2,
and
they were hidden. So if it ever gets back out there, it might be hidden again. So keep your eyes open, keep exploring Akron.
Well, okay, all right. Am I allowed to say where the other one is?
Oh yeah, please.
If I remember correctly, the other one is somewhere on the towpath.
It's actually also not there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes people would find them and mess with them.
In this scenario, the original one was stolen, okay, and then they brought a newer one back and they put in just this massive iron bolt, all right, to put it down there, and then eventually the tree was rotting, so they had to get rid of the stump. So, but yeah, I remember I have pictures of my kids all trying to pull it out, right, and then we did report the weekend that it was taken out, and everyone was like, oh, but that's cool that it's immortalized in deck 2 right there.
It is.
So
that's actually going to be one of the fun parts with the third deck we're doing now.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, this was a Kickstarter project we did in 2020. We just had this idea that if we could make playing cards featuring local artists, we might be able to collect royalty payments to pay those artists. And so we raised $5,000, produced 1,000 decks. That deck sold out 3 times before it even arrived. So we have now sold more than 10,000 decks.
11,000.
Elise, thank you very much.
There's the voice.
We've now sold 11,000 decks. We've raised $55,000 for local artists in Akron, plus more than $30,000 for local businesses. So we have 20 retailers around Akron. If you go out to a local shop, ask them if they carry Akron on Deck. Pick one up. It's a great stocking stuffer, and 40% of the royalties go right back to the artists.
All right, so now we got deck 1, we got deck 2. Now, the reason we're here is we're going to be creating deck 3. So tell us about the project.
All right, so Akron on Deck 3, Bicentennial Edition. Do you know that Akron's 200-year anniversary starts December 2024? we thought when we were making these decks, like a lot of people wanted to see things in the deck that don't really exist the way they used to. So like O'Neill's or Thacker's. You know, there are all these iconic places around Akron where there isn't really a physical thing that you can necessarily point at and say, boy, I remember that. But we can actually celebrate it with this deck. So we're going to make a special deck that distinctly honors Akron's historic people, places, and events. And the call for artists just opened. So if you go to artbylove.com, that's artxlove.com, you'll see right there on the website, Akron On Deck 3 Bicentennial Edition, and anyone can submit an entry to put something into the deck. Ideally, we need an image. So it can be a video, it can be a dance performance, it can be a song, but we need an image to go with it that would be on the card. There's no cost for entry, submissions are unlimited. So even if there's something you just want to see, and you're not an artist, but you just would like to see it, let us know. Share the things you'd like to see in Akron On Deck 3 Bicentennial Edition, and we'll do our best to also work with local artists to try to get those things featured.
And with that, I will put out a personal challenge. All right. So any artist or any photographer that can look into the history of Akron, dealing with the rubber city capital of the world. I mean, that's what we were, and there's a reason for that. All of these hills that are all surrounding downtown Akron were all their own communities. Firestone Park, Goodyear Heights, Kenmore, all of them. And if you look hard enough, you will find staircases for workers, and the workers would actually walk to work. So you'd have all of these industrial plants all down in the lower areas. People all lived up on these hills, and they would literally walk to work every day. All right, and it was a huge part of Akron history, and everybody kind of forgets all that. But if you look hard enough, you will see all these staircases, and they're everywhere.
Some of them you can still use. The ones in Goodyear Heights are great. There are also natural springs in Goodyear Heights, and there's also the story of the fruit trees. If you bought a house in Goodyear Heights back in the day, Goodyear would let you pick your own fruit tree from their plantation. And so there are like fig trees and lime trees and all these things that kind of bloom in Goodyear Heights that surprise a lot of residents every once in a while.
All right, so as we wrap this up, in the comments, we're going to provide the links and any information. If you have a press release coming, we'll do that as well. I think we already got one, didn't we?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So that'll be going out as well, but I'll ask you guys to just go ahead and list your information down in there, all right, and anything that you want to include.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right. So thank you so much for inviting us to come and talk about all this, and keep doing your stuff. I mean, you know, every time we say, hey, Mac Love's involved with this, we go and we check it out. And you know, to wrap this up, why don't you tell us real briefly about the Akron Zoo project?
Okay. Yeah. So that was at the start of this summer. We painted a mural in the fountain of the Akron Zoo. This was an awesome project. It's 360 degrees. It's so colorful and beautiful. Definitely stop by and check it out. But it was just, go to our website and watch the making of video, okay? Because yes, I think everyone is an artist, but we also at our company, we're very good at building things that work and making things that last. We like to say we make art work. That was a very complex mural. I'm an ex-athlete. I love the performative aspect of making art, like breaking a sweat, moving fast. And you watch that video, you're gonna see me work, because I only had 4 hours to use each color that was in that mural and had to map the whole thing out. So it's pretty fun to watch.
All right, again, thanks for inviting us. We'll include all that information. You guys can too. Just post down in the comment sections below. That's all I got for now. Merry Christmas, happy whatever you celebrate, happy holidays, and make art work. I love it. All right, thanks for once again allowing us to be here. That's all I got, folks. Tomorrow morning, we got a special coverage of the big guy arriving in Akron. But until then, I don't know where I'm going, and there ain't no sense in being late. Everybody out there, and Mac, say goodnight, Shirley.